Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome back. You're here at the Fox Den with Peter Voss, the Papa Fox, and we're going to continue playing Tyranny by Obsidian Entertainment. This is actually my second attempt at recording this episode. I accidentally did something very stupid in the last episode, and I, for some reason, had my stream going and recording at the same time, and then the video glitched out, the recording glitched out at just the very end, so I totally lost an entire episode worth of footage. But it's okay, because I have the save file. So, in the last episode, we had cleared up what we needed to here at the Sunset Spire at Lethian's Crossing. And now, we're going to continue on with the rest of the game. I was going to go to the Bastard City to see what happened here, but in the last episode, that was not recorded, I found out that we can't actually do this just yet. I have a feeling that once we start kicking off some of these other quests, that bad things might start happening. So what I think we're going to do is we might try to go to the secluded forge. I really want to see if we can get Barek more on our side than he already is. So let's go ahead and first check our missives. Already on the way. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Sorry if I'm sniffly. It just started sleeting and raining and everything. I actually got let out of work early today, so there we go. 2 days, 16 hours, 15 minutes. A small smithy rests on the outskirts of a city overlooking a deep gorge. A plume of smoke rises from its chimney. Okay, let's go ahead and go there. Hopefully this will be okay. Oh man, sorry about the sniffles. I am not sick, but, change in weather. Aside the road ahead, you espy a cart. The vehicle is abandoned, with one wheel broken free of its axle. Several crates and sacks remain piled on the small wagon, while a pair of boxes rest in the grass beside it. Approach the cart. As you approach, you see that the cart boasts 4 wheels, or did before the loss of the back left one, and a long leather tack and harness for a beastman hauler. One of the crates that fell to the ground broke open on its edge, and fruits have spilled out onto the ground. Examine the cart. You immediately notice the sundered hauler harness, likely the result of a bladed weapon. The broken wheel, too, appears less the consequence of accident than human endeavor. The spattering of dark, dried blood across the board cinches your suspicions that this cart came under attack, yet the goods remain. Prepare for attack. You draw your weapon and enter a defensive crouch, peering toward the tree line in expectation of an ambush. Surely enough, you make out flickers of movement through the brush. The initiative is yours, however. We're gonna do this. Ambush the ambushers. Okay, leaving the cart behind, you crash into the underbrush, driving your assault to the tiersmen in battered leathers and mismatched bronze who mistakenly believed that they could get the drop on you. Okay. Continue. Well, okay. Wonderful. Hopefully this won't actually ruin my reputation with the tiers. Looks like a sentinel.
Trouble is
afoot. I don't know if it's necessarily afoot, but okay. Oh, crumbs. We forgot to readjust our,
foot.
We forgot to readjust our, marching order. Let's go with that, then. Okay, definitely want to... Clash of Iron tolling. I definitely want to taunt as many of these folks as we can. Disengage. Good. Yes. Okay. This should work out quite nicely. Petra, go ahead and poke this man. Thank you. Great. This is good. Okay. Barek, you are doing work. Okay, let's go ahead and do the Clash of Iron. Right. Petra, go ahead. You are actually going to go over here and take out this person. Wow, that was quite the attack. It even had something to do with the handy-dandy new sword that we got. And now there we go. Cool. Right, yes, loot. Red moss poultice. What does that do? Sell this to a merchant for spare parts. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Received a missive for Fatebinder Callio and a Nightfall Cask. Oh. The black enamel that coats his helm has chipped away the numerous spots exposing the iron beneath. Ooh, Night Hunter. All damage increased by 20% at night, plus 2 armor penetrated by attacks. That's good. Yes, indeed. We will take that. And what is this? An iron great axe, 2-handed. Tempest. Deal more damage anyway, so okay, we're going to keep with the one that we do have. Is there anything up here that we're missing? Ah, yes. Yes, there is. What we got there? Okay. Let's take a look at what this missive is. So cold and distant, polite refusal. Yes, I knew well, I did not advocate you. I did not agree. Like it or not, you are young, fit, and... Yes, polite refusal. If I had some insight into your experience, perhaps I could shed light on what happened, or get you in touch with someone who could. Minor wrath. Yeah, we can stand getting the wrath. Send. Okay, question of balance. Missive is archived from Callio. Should I say governor? I hope I hope you soon make an effort to join us at the Bastard City. I often feel like it's been too long since we whispered of the darker corners of Toratus. Good, good. Okay, let's continue on our merry. Yes, secluded forge. I hope this isn't going to like spark a huge thing. That would be nice if it didn't. And hopefully this isn't beyond our skill level to handle. Like Crescia? Oh, we can take stuff. Oh, let's go ahead. Missive from Sage L. Ooh, light leather vest. Let's go ahead and see. You insufferable upstart! How dare you take my sermons on cynicism to heart? You stupid youngsters, I expect you stupid youngsters to ignore me, not actually listen to my wisdom. You're threatening the whole social order of things. Perhaps it's best you say little to me on these matters. Better you speak with the Honorable Fatebinder Meothis, though. I suppose Binder Emeritus is a more apt title, as she is free of official duties and idles her days in an estate up north, far from the war, far from watchful eyes. I am one of the few with to whom she will speak. With my blessing, and if you curtail your attitude, she might share what she knows with you. On the reverse of this parchment, you'll find instructions to contact Meothis. I encourage you to open up about the edict and your experience with the Spire. There's much for you to learn. And now from the Sages Guild. You unfurl the missive to see your reply from earlier. Whether the original sender is lost or dead is unknown, but what is clear is that the carrier bird that first delivered word from this Sage L was unable to find its original sender, and so has circled back to you with an undelivered missive. Ooh, spooky. A much abused earthenware jug dominates the small table. The only flat surfaces in this room not apparently dedicated to the craftsmith. Okay. Stark contrast to the tools of the Overlord's forge-bound smiths. This equipment bears the marks of heavy use and constant maintenance. The mixed flavors of oil and sulfur cling to the back of your mouth. Okay, let's talk with this person. Cool air stirs your clothes as you enter into the small workshop. Despite the lit forge you see back against the wall, a dark-robed woman stalks the center of the space, fingers dancing against her chin, eyebrows furrowed in thought. Sooty smears on her skin suggest she touches her face often. She spares you an initial dismissive glance, but follows it with a surprised double take. Oh, the Fatebinder. Again, you want to let me know exactly how you feel about this, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll continue as is. Licentiate Stone Sea Villagers. Ooh. I mean, what brings you to my humble atelier? I take it you know me? Does anybody not? Spires don't exactly light up like the sun every day. Who are you? You sought me out. I assumed you knew already. Or do you make a habit of walking into strangers' houses? Well, yes. You'd be surprised. I'm called Licentia. I know my sigils, but mostly I'm a crafter. They keep me around for odd jobs, fixing tools, repairing armor, and generally trying to keep Halfgate from falling into the Stone Sea. Nice forge. Thanks. I made it myself. I'm particularly fond of the heat wards, not just on account of the comfort. Keeps the place from going up in flames, barring anything unusual. Had the thought after... She frowns and drops into the silence. After the Vellum Citadel? After the Vellum Citadel. Are you a sage? Is anyone anymore? Heard the school burned up. Surprised you took notice. Licentia here is a former sage. It's not that she ever officially left, it's more she got tired of the life in the Citadel and never came back. I studied among the sages once, years ago. Worked for the royalty of Azura for a while after that. Nice work until Cairn arrived. You going to prosecute me? She looks you over. Not today. Then let me ask again, why are you here? I need you to examine my friend Barek. This one, I assume? He's pointy. Her gaze wanders around Barek's assortment of sharp edges.
Damn it, Fatebinder, why can't you leave this be?
Leave what be? I hoped you might free Barek of this bronze and iron prison.
Fatebinder, you know as well as I that Tunon forbade this. I cannot be complicit.
Average fear, minor fear. I promise that this will be for the best, friend. Let me deal with the legal ramifications. How much fear do we have? Oh boy, okay.
I have little confidence that Tunon will see it the same way, or that you will be able to shield me from his wrath.
I assume that you want to come out with all your bits regardless, right? Then hold still and quiet down. Before anything else, I need to ask you a few questions. What manner of questions? Understand that there may be things... no, ask away. I won't ask anything political or tactical, only matters personal. Hardly reassuring. First, have you ever engaged in sexual congress? What? I don't. How can that... That can't be relevant, Barek sputters. Doesn't understand the first thing about mystic sympathy, does he? The Smith frowns and looks at you. It's important, Barek, particularly in the case of a possible convergence of arcane energies, to rule out resonant adulteration. Okay. I suppose that sounds reasonable. The armor has prevented anything from happening recently, regardless of whether or not I wanted it to. Before that, well, the Legion is... I spent people I cared for deeply. They are the pride of the North, strong and beautiful. He creaks quietly. And that's all I shall speak of it. I have never passed the time with a mage, or archon, oathbound, beastwoman, or anything else unusual. Oh, Barek. You know, don't make me regret helping you. Nothing unusual? I've always heard that there's a special bond between a disfavored officer and their submissives. Sorry, subordinates. Is there anything you are unwilling to soil with your perversion, witch? You wore forge-bound armor during the conquest, correct? The smith nods. And prior to it? Was it sigil woven, enchanted against harm? I do not believe so. It was iron. Have you had sigils of any kind branded into your skin? I bear the mark of the disfavored and nothing else. The mark of the disfavored? The general sigil, or rather what of it the Overlord's decree allows. Many members of the Legion scar themselves with it, binding their loyalty into their flesh and blood. It marks us family. I've heard it said that Gravinash protects. The sages had no direct knowledge of the Archon of War's abilities, but there were many, many theories. I don't suppose you can provide any concrete information? You ask me to reveal the great general's secrets to a mage? That is too much. The Archon Ash shares a strong secret that allows him to take on... no, we're going to see if we can get him. Barek, if you don't tell her, she can't help you. The general touches each of us in every battle. He lends us his strength, salves our wounds, and grants us the coordination to act as a single, unbreakable unit. The shadowed eye slits in his helm focus on you. And what do you need repairs or maintenance on the armor, I presume? And you do not? Aside from oiling it and filing down the pointier bits? No. Wait, how did you know that? Metal grinds quietly. The smith stares at Barek in thoughtful silence before retrieving from the forge a long bar of iron, its end glowing red from the heat. She holds it out to you. What am I supposed to do with this? Take it to start with. What comes next? He's going to want a friend doing it. I take it. Next, you'll want to stick that into him, through his armor. It's going to hurt regardless, but I suspect quicker would be better. She leans towards you, lowering her voice. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. We're jumping in. Howling in agony, Barek staggers backwards, grasping at his side. The smell of burnt flesh hits your nostrils a moment later. Reaching down, Lycrentia grabs the iron rod and tugs it from Barek's side, eliciting another scream of pain. She steps back as his gauntlet swings out in a wide attempt to backhand her. Ugh! Ill-starred beast mother of asses! What in the great general's name, woman? Okay. It'll be okay, Barek. You've faced worse. A hiss issues forth from within his helmet. I suppose that's true, though usually with a bit more warning. He twists his torso in an attempt to get a look at the wound. Amazing. The smith holds up the sizzling metal prod, drawing a sigil in the air with her free hand. Examine the wound. You bend close to the wound, but Barek's hand is clamped over the hole in his side, obscuring your view. I need to see the injury, Barek. With slow reluctance, Barek moves his gauntleted hand from the hole in his side. You peer through the hole in the oxidized bronze and iron shell, willing yourself to ignore the mixing smells of cooked meat and fetid human waste. You see the ragged, oozing flesh beneath, a gasping red cavity pulsing in time with Barek's labored breath. Even as you watch, the wound seems to close, bronze-colored skin knitting together at the edges like a slowly closing mouth. It's not merely the skin, however. Barek's armor cage slowly shifts and flows, incrementally reducing the aperture. Are you seeing this too? His armor seems to be healing just like his flesh. Exactly, and the edges? If she's making any attempt to hide her excitement, she's failing spectacularly. Your armor and flesh heal as one. Is that standard property among the disfavored? She straightens, peering into Barek's mismatched eyes. Not to my knowledge. Then we're finally getting somewhere, right? It certainly means I've got a sense of what's going on. She taps her lips in thought. I have a working theory, but what I can't make out is what differentiates you from the other disfavored who served in the Bladed Grave. Maybe it's some trick of the blood. Maybe it's your connection to the Fatebinder. Maybe something else. But I barely knew the Fatebinder prior to Vendrian's Well. There's a lot we don't understand about how the world works. Kyros' strictures against literacy and inquiry don't exactly help. She glances at you. I'm not going to turn you in. I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Before I can suggest a solution, I'll need a sample of alloyed iron and bronze from the site of your entrapment. About this much should do. She holds out her palms about 6 inches apart. We'll get you the sample. Then I await your return. She turns to you, peering thoughtfully into her slack tub and the iron rod within. Okay, looks like we have another missive. Have Barek examined by the smith. Okay. Travel to Sentinel Strand outskirts. The wheat of... I'm glad we got that out of the way because that's going to be one of the places where we're going to need to go. Okay, missives. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank sheet of parchment. You have Binder Meothis' contact information in hand and contemplate your opening words. Introduce yourself and we're going to pay. Send. Okay, I'm going to just leave this up. I'm not actually going to read it. Okay, that's going to be the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like or feedback or even subscribe to the channel if you prefer. Of course, as always, great to see you all here at the Fox, and I hope you come back next time and pull up a chair for some more Tyranny. Alrighty, y'all take care now. Bye.